I'm a piano. We go show, we go let them know. Now we dey run the town, no. My bed shut down, South Jam, color. Pass me the fatty Joe.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj. Hey, I'm Ariana Grande. Hey, yo, this is Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
You're now listening to 95.7 FM, the Star Station.
Of the nation, we bring you current news as it happens from around Nigeria and the world. EBS Radio News.
Good morning and welcome to the news at dawn, brought to you by EBS. My name is Andrea Martins. First, the headlines. The monthly environmental sanitation exercise holds today across the state. President Bola Tinubu commends Governor Okpebholo's commitment to practical development initiatives. NEMA, SEMA distribute relief materials to rainstorm victims in Owan East. And now, the details. The monthly environmental sanitation exercise holds today across the states. Residents are expected to clean their surroundings and desilt their drains within their environment. There will be restriction of human and vehicular movement during the exercise from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. except for those on essential duties. The Edo State Waste Management Board, led by Lucky Enehita Inegbenehi, is to commence the profiling of wheelbarrow pushers and scavengers in the state. The managing director disclosed this at a meeting with stakeholders in the waste management sector in the state. EBS Lucky Ibinoba reports that the meeting was held in Government House. The report.
Gathered here are waste managers, members of Edo State Environmental Corps, Arewa Scrap Association, Atalakpa Global Concepts, Market Women Association, as well as the civil society groups in Edo State. The meeting was to deliberate and get feedback from participants and chart the way forward to keep the state clean. The managing director, Edo State Waste Management Board, Lucky Enehita Inegbenehi, disclosed that Edo State government, through the Waste Management Board, will be profiling and attaching barcodes to wheelbarrow pushers and scavengers who operate within the state. The managing director stated that the profiling process will be carried out between August through the first 2 weeks of September this year.
I say, those people when they push barrow, on our boys, if we see them for roads and they push barrow, and they no wear jackets, when they carry barcodes, on go fix car, know where did they come from. You don't go walk for Edo State. And if you push barrow, when you don't get that thing, we will arrest you and they will prosecute you.
Major focus has been on scrap materials, especially on scavengers. Of course, this has been a monster and it has been a major problem to all of us. I'm happy about this initiative.
Responding after the interactive sections by the stakeholders, the representatives of Arewa scrap dealers and the waste managers commended the state government for its zeal to keep the state clean.
We from the Arewa Scrap Association will do everything possible to liaise, to support and promote whatever things you are bringing. You know that every one of us here, be it a waste manager, a recycler, the message is very clear. We are all ready to work with you as we continue to roll out those policies. Please carry us along.
There were responses from the civil society groups and the representatives of the Edo Market Women Association. Lucky Igbonoba, EBS News.
The federal government and Edo State government, through the National Emergency Management Agency and the State Emergency Management Agency respectively, have distributed relief materials, including food items, to victims of a recent rainstorm disaster in Owan East local government area. The intervention is aimed at cushioning the effects of the disaster on affected residents. Clement Onsera, who was there for EBS, reports that over 100 victims were captured as beneficiaries of the gesture. The report.
This year, several households in Owan East local government area were affected by a devastating rainstorm, which rendered many families homeless. A few days after the incident, the Edo State Emergency Management Agency, EDOSEMA, conducted a needs assessment to identify the victims and prepare for government intervention. The Executive Secretary of EDOSEMA, Jerry Idahosa, speaks on the distribution of relief materials.
The reason why we are here this afternoon is to formally hand over relief materials to the rainstorm disaster that happened some time ago in this local government that affected about 100 persons and above. Rice, in bags in 25 kgs, salt. Also, we have Maggi, we have sachet tomatoes, all in cartons, then we have spaghetti, then we have corn, that's maize, bag all in 25 kgs, and we have vegetable oil in cartons. This is just the first phase. The second phase is also coming, and in collaboration with the National Emergency Agency, which is NEMA at the federal level, we are here together this afternoon to do this presentation.
The chairman of Owan East local government, Aruna Mohammed, expressed appreciation to both the federal and state governments for coming to the aid of the affected residents.
I want to appreciate our amiable governor, SLSA, Senator Monday Okpewolo, for remembering our people. And also I want to appreciate EDOSEMA and NEMA also for remembering our people. And I want to assure the SLSA that the materials will get to everybody.
Some of the beneficiaries also shared their thoughts.
God bless the governor and president who wants us not to suffer the effects of the disaster.
And I want to thank the president too for remembering us at this time, because many people have suffered for the rainstorm disasters. When this incident happened in March, in fact, we were all into sad mood, but today we are relieved.
We are still expecting money or things so that we can pay our debts. Some of us are owing. Like me now, I'm owing. I borrow money from Humi so that I can be able to rule the house.
We are here at the local government council of Owan East in Edo State. A response from the federal government and the state government. We can see a cross-section of the beneficiaries here standing and waiting to get what is rightfully theirs as brought by the government to alleviate the sufferings of the people. Clement Osera, EBS News.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has urged Edo residents, particularly those residing in low-lying areas, to relocate to safer grounds given the impending risk of severe flooding. The State Commandant of NSCDC, Mr. Gbenga Agun, gave the advice in a statement issued by the command's spokesman, Efosa Ugbebo. According to the statement, the warning followed a prediction by the Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency that heavy rainfall and flooding would persist through September and possibly into October. The commandant described the alert as a necessary measure to mitigate the effects of natural disasters in the state and emphasized the need for urgent sensitization in vulnerable communities. Barely 3 weeks after EBS News repeatedly visited the Benin-Agbo-Asaba highway to highlight the harrowing experiences of motorists and other road users, what appears to be a major reconstruction effort has now commenced on the federal government-owned road. Benedict Okati, who has been following up on the development, brings us the details.
That was an excerpt showing the unpleasant scenes captured during the last visit by the EBS news crew to the Benin axis of the Benin-Agbo-Asaba Highway as part of efforts to draw the attention of the relevant authorities to the plight of road users. Gladly, this follow-up visit revealed that what seems to be the first ever full reconstruction of the highway since its construction decades ago has now commenced. It was observed that some palliative repairs have already been carried out on one lane of the previously impassable stretch of the highway, particularly around Winners Chapel, Amufi Igomo Boundary Road, and Charlie Otto before the bypass. Meanwhile, the other lane from the NNPC Benin Depot towards the bypass has been almost completely closed to traffic to allow for ongoing reconstruction. Some residents and commuters along the Benin-Agbo-Asaba corridor shared their reactions to the development.
Agbo Road was really bad. It was a kind of like a vehicle cannot even pass the road. But right now we can see they are working on it.
Agbo Road, they suffer person before start away when not be slow.
Agbo Road, it was so bad, and I appreciate God for the new government that are working.
The work on the Agbo Road is moving fine. The work is going on well. The palliative measure they said they are doing.
I'm appealing to the government and to the Federal Minister of Works for them to call the contractor to order to use a good material so that our government will not be wasting money on this particular road.
For this palliative that is doing, I'm so happy.
The Federal Controller of Works for Edo State, Babatunde Tajuddin, also spoke on the project.
As you can see, the palliative and maintenance work is ongoing. All the critical affairs sections are being maintained as we speak, so that we don't have any traffic gridlock on the road again. By August, the full-fledged construction will commence.
It is the hope of residents, commuters, and business owners on this Benin-Agbo Highway that the ongoing reconstruction work on this road, like you can see, is completed in record time and to be done to specification towards ensuring that the road stands the test of time. From Benin-Agbo Highway in Benin City, Benedict Okate, EBS News.
President Bola Tinubu has commended Governor Monday Okpebholo for the successful launch of the new Edo Line transport service, describing it as a bold step towards infrastructural renewal and efficient public service delivery in the state. The commendation came during the recent meeting of the National Executive Committee (NEC) of the All Progressives Congress held in Abuja, where President Tinubu addressed party leaders and stakeholders from across the federation. While reaffirming the APC-led federal government's commitment to good governance at all levels, President Tinubu lauded Governor Okpebholo's commitment to practical development initiatives that resonates with the people. And in the meantime, President Bola Tinubu on Friday appealed to power generation companies, GENCOs, to give the federal government more time to complete the verification and validation of long-standing debts owed to them. During the meeting with members of the Association of Power Generation Companies, led by Colonel Sani Bello, retired, at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, the President assured them of his administration's commitment to resolving the liquidity challenges in the power sector. The Special Advisor to the President on Energy, Mrs. Olu Vehi-Jane, disclosed that a 4 trillion naira bond program has received anticipatory approval from President Tinubu to address the liquidity shortfall in the sector. Governor Monday Okpebholo has been honored with the Transformative Leadership Award by the Ambrose Ali University Alumni Association. The award was presented in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the revitalization of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma. The university's acting vice-chancellor, Professor Sunday Olowo Samuel, and the alumni chairman, Professor Austin Agemelu, praised the governor for key reforms, including the restoration of accreditation for the nursing department, major infrastructure upgrades, scholarship support, and an increase in monthly subvention from 41 million to 500 million naira. Governor Okpebholo was also commended for implementing a new minimum wage for university staff, reinstating unjustly dismissed workers, and initiating a 1.5 megawatt solar power project to boost electricity supply on campus. The majority leader of the Edo State House of Assembly, Jonathan Igbohiam, received the award on behalf of the governor. Other awards recipients included Fred Itwa, Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, and Mr. Henshaw Oligbe, Managing Director of the Edo State Transport Authority. The National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Netawe Iwalda, has pledged to transform the ruling party into a source of national pride and celebration. He expressed confidence that under his leadership, more governors, senators, and key opposition figures would be drawn into the APC, declaring that the 2027 general election is a done deal for APC. During his official assumption of office at the APC National Secretariat following his election at the National Executive Council meeting held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja on Thursday, Iwalda, a former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, likened the National Working Committee to a team of mechanics and the party itself to a vehicle that requires fixing. A quick reminder that you can watch EBS on StarTimes channel 113, GoTV channel 141, and terrestrial channel 45. For the latest news and information, visit our website at ebsng.com. Join the conversation and listen live at ebsng.com/radio. Subscribe to EBS on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and X at EBS Benin. This news is reaching you live from EBS Radio. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Edo Broadcasting Service 95.7 FM News. Edo Broadcasting Service.
Sermons from the pulpit are brought directly to you, right from the heart of the church to the comfort of your home. Churches and ministries, here's your chance to share the word with a wider audience at a moderate and affordable charge. For more details, contact the commercial department at Edo Broadcasting Service at Duawa, Benin City, or call 0802-893-6697. From the Calvary, let the message be heard.
I love your voice.
95.7 FM News.
And we're glad to have you back. The Federal Ministry of Education has debunked reports that the minimum age for admission into Junior Secondary School 1 has been raised to 12 years. In a statement released on Friday in Abuja by the ministry's Director of Press, Mrs. Folashade Boreowo, the ministry said the report was entirely inaccurate. She added that it did not come from any official source and did not reflect government policy. Corruption remains one of the biggest threats to national development. It weakens public and private institutions, erodes public trust, and stalls social and economic progress. In this report, our correspondent Ego Saudiasi explores how corruption continues to impact governance in Nigeria and what can be done to promote transparency and accountability. The report.
On the 10th of July 2025, the president of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, stated that the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries might never resume operations after about $18 billion had been spent on the turnaround of the refineries. The Aluminium Smelter Company of Nigeria and Ajakuta Steel Company Limited, just like the refineries, might never resume full operations, according to economic experts. These failed multi-billion-dollar companies have potentials of creating millions of direct jobs. However, because they remain dilapidated, many youths wallow in unemployment, which appears to be the direct impact of corruption on economic growth and development.
Corruption has eaten deep into the fabrics of our national life, whether in public life or even in the private sphere.
Look, today we import virtually everything.
Is it that we don't have the capabilities? No. It is because our iron and steel industry, which is supposed to be the backbone of industrialization in this country, was killed by corruption. They have taken corruption as a way of life.
From inflated contracts to misappropriated funds, corruption has cost Nigeria billions of naira. For instance, the over 78 billion expended on naira rebranding, critical sectors like roads, health, education, and infrastructure are left underfunded or dilapidated. Experts argue that corruption is in every sector and undermines investor confidence and reduces citizens' access to basic services.
One of the major reasons why most projects are not completed or executed shabbily in view of corruption.
One will wonder why people in government will prefer to seek Medicare outside rather than patronize public hospitals in Nigeria.
On the way forward, respondents say until public officials are held accountable and systems are reformed, national development will remain stunted.
Nigerians must, as a matter of fact, begin to involve themselves in, self-consciousness, national reorientation. That is key. What I mean by national reorientation or national consciousness, means that we must be nationalistic. Nigerians, are not nationalistic. We do not love, many of us do not love our nation. If you love your nation, you will not steal the resources belonging to your nation.
Certainly, once you have the right people in the right positions, you expect a good result.
Egosa, or dare I say, ABS News.
A new Odionwe has been installed in the Ikpako community of Ovia Northeast to oversee the affairs of the indigents. He is Pa Robinson, Ahewi Keke, Amadasu, an indigent of the locality. The installation was performed by the community elders in accordance with Benin traditions and customs, having received royal approval and affirmation from the Benin monarch. The report.
Investigation revealed that two elders had earlier declined acceptance of the stool before Pa Robinson Amadasun accepted the responsibility. Having undergone traditional procedures as well as being decorated with coral beads, Pa Amadasun ceremoniously assumed responsibility as Odionwe of Ikpako. Pa Amadasun appreciated and prayed for the elders and youths for accepting him to lead them in upholding Benin customs and tradition.
Long live the Oba. Good things shall come to the community.
Some indigents speak.
The Odionwe is Aro Amadasun. He will serve us well.
The new Odionwe in the community is no other person than Pa Robinson, Ahewi Keke, Amadasun. May he live long in the stool.
We are very happy that we now have an Odionwe. Long live the Oba.
We are happy, the community is happy, and as you can see, everywhere is calm. Peace have returned to the community. We advise all our brothers and our sisters, sons and daughters of Ikpako, to come and join hands to develop our place.
Following the court judgment, we chose Pa Robinson Amadasun.
Juliet Samuel Assein, EBS News.
The federal government has reduced the number of inmates in Nigerian correctional facilities from over 86,000 to approximately 81,450, releasing 4,550 offenders as part of ongoing efforts to decongest custodial centers across the country. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo disclosed this during a meeting with the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Reformatory Institutions, Chinedu Oga, in Abuja. The minister explained that the reduction followed a review process targeting inmates detained for minor, bailable offenses and others with prolonged incarceration, aimed at aligning our correctional practices with global best standards.
EBS Radio News.
And that has been the bulk of the news at dawn. But just before we go, here are a quick look at our top stories. The monthly environmental sanitation exercise holds today across the state. President Bola Tinubu has commended Governor Ukpeolu's commitment to practical development initiatives. NEMA, SEMA have distributed relief materials to rainstorm victims in Owan East. And that ends the news at dawn, as edited by Josephine Amy. And my name is Andrew Martins, who's been your guide. Good morning to you.